Hello everyone, I am Professor Wagmadi BR as an assistant professor in agronomic department. Today we will discuss the chapter number 2, that is tillage, its definition, objects of tillage, types of tillage and implements, factors and effect of tillage on soil and plant growth. First of all, we can see the tillage definition. The word tillage is derived from Anglo-Saxon words, that is Tillian and the Teolian, meanings to plow and prepare the soil for seed to sow and to cultivate and to raise the crops. This is a word. Tillage is derived from the Anglo-Saxon word, that is Tillian and Teolian, meanings to plow the field, to prepare the compact soil or land into this soil and to sow the crops or sow the seed and to cultivate and to raise the crops. The concept or the father of tillage is Jethro Tull. He is a scientist who is considered as father of tillage. Suggested that thorough plowing is necessary as to make the soil into fine particles. And then tillage is a exactly definition or meaning of is the physical or mechanical manipulation of soil with tools and implements for obtaining the conditions that is ideal for the seed germination, seedling establishment, and the growth of crops. As the tillage is done by physically or the mechanically, means with the help of different tools and implements for uh, breaking the hard compact layer or surface of soil into the or converted into the ideal soil or seed bed which is suitable for the germination of crops as well as to maintain or better establishment of seedlings and the growth and development of crops. This is the definition of tillage. Then tillage concept is the word tillage is derived from the Anglo-Saxon word, that is Tillian and Teolian, which means to plow the field or land and convert it into the soil, which is useful for sowing of seed and as well as to cultivate and to raise the crops. And this concept is first discovered by Jethro Tull. He is considered as father of tillage. Next one, you can see the purpose and the objects of tillage. The major objectives of or objects of tillage, that is adequate seed bed or the seed soil contact. Then tillage improve the soil aeration, weed control, then soil moisture conservation, removal of hard pan, then break the compact layers. Tillage also helps to incorporate weeds, crop residues, green manures, and other organic manures and fertilizers, as well as the soil amendments and the anti other chemicals. And then tillage also expose the lower soil to weather and replace the surface soil under the earth, and then to check the loss of water, prepare good seed beds, stubbles of fresh crop which harbor the insect pest are removed with the help of tillage, then improve soil structure, then control of soil erosion. These are the different objects or objectives of tillage. We can now we will discuss in detail about the different objectives or objects of tillage. That is, first one, the adequate soil and seed contact. With the help of tillage operations, that is to permit the water or infiltrate the water to seed or to absorb the water by the seed embryo or seed coat, and the seedlings roots are to be uh, establish or develop, and the initial contact between the this soil particle is necessary for to facilitate the movement of water for the weak germination. This is the way of by means of tillage operations. The soil particles get loosened or to make the soil get loose porous, which is necessary for the uh, adequate contact between the seed and the soil, with help necessary for better establishment of uh, uh, crop germination or the peak germination and this seedlings growth. Second objective, that is tillage improves the soil aeration. Tillage helps to multiplication of different microbes with the help of making the ideal conditions or maintaining the ideal condition, that is soil aeration. Organic manures also helps to improve their enhancement of this their decomposition with the help of tillage operations or better due to the better aeration. With the help of this get the higher nutrient availability. Then increased aeration also helps in the degradation of these herbicides as well as the pesticide residues. Then also the harmful allopathic chemicals exuded by or added by the roots of previous crops or weeds. Third objective of tillage, that is weed control. It is an important object of tillage. There are tillage 2 or 3 deep ploughings during summer season controls the problematic weeds. That is especially perennial weeds like the nutsedge or the Cyprus rotundus and the Cynodon dactylon. These are the two bulbous weed can be controlled by means of these tillage operations. Other weeds also can be controlled. Those weeds are perennial in nature or should be propagated by vegetatively. There is the only option for controlling measure, that is tillage operations, which can be done during especially in the summer for the control of weeds. Next one, the proper tillage results in soil and moisture conservation. As we know the tillage operations across the slope of land or deep tillage, which will help to increase or higher infiltration rate, then also reduce the runoff and then increase the depth of soil for the moisture storage. When the compact soil is plowed, it becomes fluffy, that is soft, loose or the friable, can hold more amount of water than the untilled soils. This is the major objectives of tillage, that is to conserve the moisture as well as to reduce the loss of soil. That is soil and water conservation should be helpful with their should be maintained with the help of tillage. Then next one, that is removal of hard pan. The hard pan. What is the meaning of hard pan? What it exactly reasons for developing these hard pans? The hard pans are created or developed by means of heavy use of implements or the machinery, then excess use of water, excess use of chemical fertilizer can develop these hard pans. Hard pans can develop up to the 60 to 70 centimeter below the soil surface. This can be break only ways or through the tillage operation, that is especially the uh, chisel plow, which is used for breaking the hard pans. With the help of these tillage operations, to increase this depth of soil for water absorption, surface roughness, and furrow dikes slow down the velocity of runoff and provide more time for the infiltration of water. Next one, that is break the compacted layers. The compact layers are developed in the soil due to the lack of use of organic manures, then due to intensive cropping system or to excess use of poor quality water as well as chemical fertilizers, which were can be break or should be destroyed with the help of tillage operations. That helps to increases the soil permeability and also helps to increase this root penetration due to breaking of the hard pan and compact layers. Then also tillage helps to incorporate weeds, whatever the weeds grown or found in the fields, which will be uprooted and the or can be incorporated with the help of tillage operations, as well as the previous crop residues, then green manures, especially the encha, sesbane or the sun hemp green manure crops can be incorporated with the help of tillage operations. In other organic manures as well as fertilizers, then soil amendments are to be used for the or to be incorporated with the help of tillage operations for the control of weeds, insect pests, so to reduce the volatilization losses. Next object, that is tillage exposes the lower soil to weather and replace the soil surface soil under the earth. That is the rotation of uh, soil with the can be done with the help of tillage operations, especially for control of the insects remain dormant in the as a pupa in the top layer of soil. As a result of tillage, insects come out and destroy bit by bit, and the birds and also predator animals, as well as for the control of perennial weeds, which were the rhizomes, suckers, stolons, and the bulbs, which will be up to the deeper soil layers, and with the help of tillage operations can be controlled easily. Then tillage helps to control or check out the loss of water through the percolation in lowland paddy fields, especially for making the impervious layer that is needed for the uh, better establishment of rice seedlings, and also make the soil level and flat. Those are suitable for uniform movement of irrigation water. Then tillage also helps to prepare this good seed bed. Without seed bed, the crops will not be better germination and established properly. Due to these tillage operation, with the help of tillage operation, helps to prepare the good seed bed, which is necessary for early seed germination and the initial good stand of the crop, and improve the soil structure also. Then stubbles of the previous crop, which acts as the harbor of insect pests or alternate host of the insect pests, as well as diseases, are to be removed with the help of tillage operation. That is for resulting in the pest attack of the on the succeeding crop. Then tillage also helps to improve the soil structure that can be produced by the tillage at the proper time and when the soil moisture is optimal. If the soil moisture is maximum, that condition tillage operation is not possible. If it is done, then soils will make compact, and then also uh, destroy the soil structure, as well as if moisture level is depleted or extremely low, then also the forms the big clots or they develop the hard pans. That's why the tillage operations can be carried out at a proper time, when to time as well as the soil moisture level is optimum. Then it will improve the soil structure. Then also control the soil erosion with the help of tillage operations can be carried out on the across the slope lands, which create the furrow-like structure, which will be helpful for to slow down the runoff rain or irrigation water, and consequently reduce the soil erosion. Before rainy season, the fields are left cloudy, and they prevent the erosion and increases the water storage in the field. This is a good practice under the dryland farming situation. These are the different objectives or the uh, objects of tillage. Next one, we can see the factors affecting tillage. This is a major aspect which will be included in this chapter. That is factors affecting tillage. That is, there are different factors. That is previous crop, type of soil, weed intensity, crop to be grown, climate, and the last one, that is type of farming. First one you can see in detail, that is previous crop. The type of crop will decide the type and extent of this tillage operations or the primary tillage operations or cultivation required by the land. If the previous crop is long duration, just like cotton and the sugar cane as well as peas and pea, these crops uh, uh, after harvesting, the land can develop compact or the hard pans, which is requires more intensive cultivation, or they requires more number of frequency of tillage operations for developing a good or ideal seed bed. If the land is fallow for the several years and to be brought under cultivation, requires the deep tillage with the plough is necessary. If the land is under crops like potato, turmeric, ginger, and groundnut, no plowing is required, because of these crops need or required the or can be harvested the uprooting method, or can also requires the interculture operation, that is earthing of hoeing. That's why these crops uh, as to maintain the or make the field in loose or porous conditions. That's why there is no need to tillage operations. Then similarly, deep tillage is not necessary after the crops like pulses. Also help. These are the different pulse crops which will be plays an important role to add the organic matter into the soil. As the organic matter enrich into the soil, there it helps to improve the soil structure, that is make the soil porous or porosity, and then ultimately that lands or the fields which is not necessary the deep tillage operation or tillage operations. Second factor affecting of tillage, that is the type of soil. There are different types of soils, especially major one, that is fine texture soils and the coarse texture soils. Fine texture soil like the black cotton soil or the black soil, like where the clays and the poor drain soils need the deep cultivation to improve the aeration. Because of these fine texture soils have the less number of macropores, then higher number of micropores, that is porosity is the factor which were behind to uh, were develop this lack of aeration as well as compactness of the soil. That soils requires the deep tillage operations. Then in case of coarse sandy or the loamy may not need deep cultivation because of these soils have the highest number of the macrospores than the micro. Then loamy soils are easily brought to be good tilled with the little cultivation. As there are different types of soils. Among three types of soil, that is fine texture, that is clay, coarse texture, that is sandy, and the loamy soils. Among three, the fine texture, that is black cotton soil, requires the deep cultivation because of the deep soil profile, horizons, as well as the less number of macropores and the uh, highest number of these micropores, which will be create the problem, that is the porosity. This is a major problem. Due to the less porosity, soil can develop compact hardy or develop the hard pans, which requires the deep cultivation. Next one, the weed intensity. Third one, that is weed infested fields requires deep cultivation, especially the perennial weeds or those weeds which will propagated by vegetative means, which will be infested more than they requires the deep cultivation. Similarly, land is infested with perennial, then deep rooted weeds like candubs or the cynodon or the Cypress rotundus weeds uh, are there, then requires deep cultivation for their control or irrigation. Next one, fourth factor, that is the crop to be grown. As we know, the small seeded crops, then large seeded crops requires the different types of seed bed. As the deep cultivation also depends on the type of crop to be grown. If the crops requires firm seed bed and which have the fibrous root system, that is a type of seed bed is also mainly depends on the seed size and the root system, which will be directly influencing the uh, uh, tillage operations which will be carried out. That is deep cultivation especially requires for the those crops which have the deep rooted or the large size seeds. And then next one, we can see the climate. The climate influences the moisture content in the soil. If the moisture content of the soil is declined or reduced, then that particular land or the soil requires deep cultivation. Especially drought damage is less when the moisture content in the soil is at optimum condition. The moisture content, especially in Kharif season, is optimum, as well as in the Rabi season is the moisture level is 50%, and during summer that is very less moisture percent, that is moisture stress condition. Under that conditions, deep cultivation is required during the summer season. Then during Kharif season, the shallow or the tillage operations are required. In the Rabi, this is also shallow tillage operations are required. It is climate then directly influence the moisture content, which will be major factor which influencing the tillage operation. Then last factor, that is type of farming. The crop under rain-fed are fully depends on rainwater. Only one crop during the year is grown. But in case of dryland condition, that is where the moisture level or rainfall condition is very low. Under that condition, the tillage operations which will be required, more number of tillage operations required, and as well as deep than the rain-fed. These are the different factors which will be influencing the tillage operation. Next one, you can see the types of tillage operations and the implements used. There are different three main types of tillage operations. That is the primary tillage or primary plowing, then secondary tillage operations, and the third one, that is inter-tillage or intercultural operations. We can see in detail, that is in first one, that is primary tillage or ploughing. Ploughing is the concept of just the opening of a compact soil with the help of different ploughs. That is concept of ploughing. This is mainly done to open the hard soil with the help of different ploughs or the implements. In addition, ploughing should ensure the inversion and the non-inversion types of ploughs which will be used for the ploughing of the soils, and also to uprooting of the weeds and the stubbles. Then for that ploughing operation, this is a important operations followed in the primary tillage. These operations requires or depends on different factors, that is optimum time, then depth of ploughing, number of ploughings, and selection of ploughs. First of all, that is optimum time of ploughing. If the as we know, the correct time of ploughing depends on the soil moisture. If the soil moisture is very less, that is when soil is dry, it is difficult to open the soil because it requires more energy, and the large size of clods are formed or results the large size clods. When the soil is plowed under wet conditions, the soil makes sticky to plow, and the soil below the plow sole becomes compacted, and the drying become hard pan. The soil structure is destroyed. As well as optimum range for the soil moisture for effective ploughing is recommended, that is 25 to 50% depletion of available moisture. Light soils can be plowed in a wide range of moistures conditions, while the range is narrow for the heavy soils. Here we can see the optimum time of ploughing. The correct time of ploughing of the field or soil is depends on the moisture availability. If the soil is dry, it is difficult to open the soil or requires more energy, and as well as large size of clods are found. Then when the soil is plowed under wet, then soil makes sticky, and the soil below the plow makes compacted or hard pan layers, which will be affect the destroying the soil structure. Then also for that recommendation, especially for black cotton soil, the optimum range for moisture level for effective ploughing is 25 to 50%, and then for light soils can plow with a wide range of moisture. There is no matter of excess or less or uh, deficient moisture conditions than the heavy soils. Next factor, that is depth of ploughing. Depth of ploughing mainly depends on the effective root system or the effective root zone of the depth of the crops. Generally, the crops with taproot system requires greater depth of ploughing than the fibrous shallow rooted crops requires shallow ploughing. For example, in a taproot system, there is a cotton, pigeon pea, then safflower crops usually require deep ploughing operations, as well as sugarcane. Then fibrous shallow rooted crops, that is the sorghum, and then most of pulses, and then pearl millet, maize, which will requires the shallow ploughings. Next one, the number of ploughings. The number of ploughings is also important factor influencing the ploughing operation. That is to necessary to maintain the good health. Depends on the soil type, weed problem, and the crop residue on the soil surface. If the in case of the black cotton soil, the number of ploughing operations is more than the light texture or the loamy soils because of soils are deep profile structure, which having the compact or the less porosity, which were also the more problems of weeds like cynodon and the Cyprus rotundus. Then in heavy soils like the black cotton soil, the more number of plowings are necessary. There is range between 3 to 5 plowing numbers. Then light soil requires 1 to 3 plowings to proper tilt of or this plow the soil. When the weed growth and plant residues are higher, the number of plowings are more number of plowings are necessary because of due to more weed infestation. The soil makes hard or compact layer. Then next one factor, that is selection of plows. Depending on the purpose, soil condition, and the nature of weed problem, different plows are used. Generally, nowadays, reversible and non-reversible plows are available, which will be operated uh, tractor drawn or the animal drawn, which will be used for the plowing operations. Accordingly, soil type, the purpose or condition of soil, and the nature of weed problem means weed infestation uh, decides the which type of plows to be used. These are the detailed information about the plowing operation included in primary tillage. In primary tillage also includes the cloud crushing. In cloud crushing is a crushing operation is generally not required for the kharif season crops, but this operation is necessarily required for the crops which grown under the rabi season and the summer. And these operations can be carried out with the help of different types of harrows, that is blade harrow, disc harrow, as well as the Norwegian harrow. Especially this implement is used for the breaking of hard clods, which hard and big clods, which is the break with the help of Norwegian harrow. The third operation in primary tillage, that is land leveling. Land leveling is necessary for the equal and efficient distribution of the inputs. So it may be water, fertilizers, or the seed, or to avoid the displacement of the seed or sown seed. With the help of this different type of planker or caney or harrows, the land leveling can be uh, done. Then manure mixing. This is also important operations. Manure mixing is done with the help of blade harrow, disc harrow, wooden plows. If the manures are not incorporated properly or mixing properly into the soil, then it will be oxidize the nutrients. Then compacting the soils. This operation is only required for those seeds are have the small in size. Then also the requires shallow depth of sowing. Requires that crops requires the compacting operation with the which is done with the help of planker, roller, or blade harrow. These are the different primary tillage operations. Next one, the type of tillage, that is secondary tillage. That is first operation in secondary tillage, that is harrowing. Harrowing is generally is done by means of different blade harrows and disc harrow. This operation is necessary for the removal of weed growth as well as residues of the previous crop, and then to make the field in ideal conditions with the help of harrows. Then also by mixing of this uniformly uh, uh, organic manures all over the field. By means of this harrowing operations, we should level the field also, and this is important operations followed after the uh, primary tillage. And then second one, that is preparation of irrigation layouts. The irrigation layouts is necessary for the that is the SARA method or broader strip or irrigation furrow, which will be included in the irrigation layout, that is ridges furrow, border strip, or SARA's flatbed, broadbed furrow, that is raised beds, which will be included for the as a part of application of irrigation. And this is a new technology, that is broadbed furrow, especially used for the cultivation of groundnut. And this technology or the method is developed by the ICRIS at Hyderabad. And third one, that is sowing operations, which can be carried out with the help of bullock drawn or mechanical seed drills and last one, that is covering of seed with the help of light bear harrow and plankers. And main objective of this covering of seed, that is to avoid the attack of insect pests as well as birds, or to avoid the dislocation of the seeds, or to maintain the proper germination or the plant stand. Hence there is need to covering the seeds under soil surface. These are the different operations which carried on under the secondary tillage. And the third one, that intercultural or intertillage operation. The intercultural operation means the operations which are carried out in between the rows of crops. Uh, uh, Rows of crops. There are different types of intercultural operation. That is the gap filling, thinning, hoeing, weeding, top dressing, earthing up, mulching. In case of the gap filling, after sowing, 8 to 10 days is recommended for the doing of this gap filling operation. The gap filling means the resowing of seed either by seedlings or the seeds can be sown whenever the gaps was found. That is the main objective of gap filling, is to maintain the desired or optimum plant population. This operation can be done 8 to 10 days after sowing. Then second one, thinning, that is removal of extra growth of seedlings or the plants, is to avoid the competition. That is also to maintain the optimum or desired plant population, and this operation is also carried out 8 to 10 days after sowing. And the hoeing operation is done with the help of the slill blade hoe and the entire blade hoe, as well as the different types of the hose which will be used for the interculture operation. And this operation is helpful for control the growth of weeds, as well as to make the soil loose and porous, removal of insect pupa or eggs or the outbreak of insect pest and diseases. Then weeding, that is in weeding operation which will carried out in between the plant to plant. The weeds can be removed with the help of khurpi, or is also called as a hand tool. Then this weeding operation can be carried out as per the critical growth stages of the crops. Then top dressing, this is important interculture operations, especially followed in the nitrogenous fertilizer, especially in urea. Urea can be applied as a split dose as a basal and the top dressing. That is application of nitrogen fertilizer in between the standing crop is called as the top dressing operation. And then earthing up, this operation is especially needed for the underground underground crops, that is groundnut, potato, then turmeric, ginger, or the onion, or the garlic. Those crops which have the economic part develops under the ground or under the soil surface. It requires the earthing operation, and this operation can be carried out with the help of rigor. And then main objective of this earthing operation is that is to make the soil loose and porous, to aerate the soil, to improve the soil moisture condition, or to conserve the moisture as well as soil. Then improve the infiltration rate of soil. Then removal of weeds or growth of weeds. Then removal of the dead roots can be done with the help of earthing operation. And finally, especially in the potato tuber, onion bulb, and the garlic cloves, and the groundnut pod, yield can be enhanced with the help of this earthing of operations, and also improve the quality of potato tuber, and then increase the number of pods, especially in groundnut, due to this earthing operation, because groundnut requires the loose and friable condition for the development or entry or penetration of the pegs, as well as improving the pod yield. And then last one, mulching. Mulching can be done with the help by two means, that is the organic and inorganic mulches, which where the plastic sheets, black and white plastic sheets are used for the mulching. This is a high-tech technology which where the practice which will be used for control of weeds, disease, pest, and also the conservation of in situ moisture level. And among these two plastic sheet, white and black, the black polythene sheet are more effective than the white, because of black polythene sheets absorb the more light, helpful for the control of weeds as well as insect pest. These are the different interculture operations. Operation followed in these for different crops. Next point, we can see the effect of tillage on soil and crop growth. That is first one, pore space. In case of pore space, the soils are made of different particles of different size. There is air-filled spaces, the spores between the particle constitute the pore space. When the field is plowed, the soil particles are loosened in a random manner and pore space is increased. As the soil is in good condition or good tilth, capillary and non-capillary pores would be roughly or approximately equal. This facilitates the free movement of air and moisture in the soil and also increases the infiltration. This is the first and major effect of tillage on the soil and crop growth, that is due to means of tillage operation or by means of tillage operation. The air filled spaces, the pore space of the soil is increased and the soil makes in a good condition or good till, that is capillary and non-capillary pores are in equal proportion, that is necessary for free movement of air and water. Second effect of tillage, that is soil structure. Soil is crumbly and granular structure or clods is considered as good for the good structure that is required for agricultural crops. When the soil is subject to tillage at optimum moisture, then crumb-like structure is developed, so that loss of soil by erosion is greatly reduced. If the soil is subject to tillage at excessive or less moisture condition, the soil structure will be destroyed. That's why the tillage operation is recommended when the soil moisture is in optimum range, that is 25 to 50%. Then third one, that is bulk density. When the soil is get loosened, the soil volume increases without any effect of the weight. As the bulk density is depends on the pore space. If the pore space of the soil is increases, decreases the bulk density. If the pore space decreases, then increases the bulk density. Especially there is a difference between till and untill soils. The till soils having the lower bulk density because of having higher pore space than the untill soils, especially in puddling operations carried out in the rice field, which where the bulk density is highest because of low pore space. This is a concept of bulk density which will be decreased when by doing the tillage operations. Next one, soil color. As the organic matter is mainly responsible for to uh, make the soil dark brown to grow dark gray color. This tillage operations helps to oxidize and decompose the organic manures or the crop residues, resulting in the color of to give the color of the soils. If the tillage operation is not carried out, there will be less decomposition of the crop residues, and then finally the soil color will be not developed properly. As the organic matter is mainly responsible, requires the tillage operations to decomposition and then resulting the color of soil. The soil water tillage improves the soil water in different ways. That is, amount of available water depends on the pore space, depth of soil, and random roughness, and all these character are increased by the tillage operation. Then soil strength. This is the important factor which will be uh, can be maintained by this tillage operation. If the soil is compact or the hard, the pore size is maybe too small. Then it will be the mechanical strength or soil strength will be very high. If the soil is compact or hard, then it will be prevent the entry of roots or restricted the development of root, and then finally reduces the growth of crops. That's why the soil strength can be reduced by means of tillage operation, especially in the black cotton soils have the higher soil strength than the fine or red color soils or red texture soils. Then soil temperature. The tillage operations helps to maintain the thermal properties of soil or to maintain the soil temperature. If the soil is not plowed or to make the fallow lands, then there will be there is no circulation or thermal conductivity of that particular soil is reduced because of compact layers or compact soils. Then next one, the soil air. The soil air is a important effects or the factor which will be responsible for the respiration of the plant roots and the growth of microorganisms to take the oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide into the soil atmosphere. These are the different factors or the effects which will be influencing the effects of tillage which influence on the soil and the crop growth. This is today's topic about the definition of tillage, then objects of tillage, then types of tillage operations, then effects of tillage on the soil and plant growth. Thank you.